Next news. Breaking news from the White House.
President Trump just did something at the White House that goes way beyond gym class. On the South Lawn with the country watching, he brought back the presidential fitness test and sent a message that the left is going to hate. America's done rewarding weakness. For years, kids were told competition was the problem. Standards were unfair. Excellence was somehow offensive. Not anymore. This White House is bringing back strength, discipline, and pride, and even RFK Jr. is praising the Trump administration for unmatched transparency. So ask yourself, is this just a policy change, or is it the opening shot in a full-scale cultural reset? So this matters to every parent, every student, and every American who's tired of watching the country get softened up by failure dressed as compassion. The presidential fitness test was never just about push-ups or shuttle runs or mile times. It was about teaching young people that effort matters, discipline matters, and yes, winning matters. Those are not cruel values, though. Those are American values. Let's be honest about what happened. During the Obama years, this tradition was phased out in favor of lower pressure, feel-good standards that matched a broader left-wing project. Remove competition, blur accountability, pretend excellence is somehow exclusionary. Everybody gets a participation trophy. See, that mindset doesn't build strong families or strong communities or a strong country. President Trump is reversing that rot. The Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, said it plainly: America needs young, strong, healthy citizens, whether they serve in uniform or not. That is how a serious nation thinks. Not by making excuses, by raising the bar and telling the next generation to clear it. Speaking of rebuilding real American strength, there is another breaking Trump move that you need to know about right now, because the White House has just announced over $30 billion to secure America's critical mineral supply chains and named a specific Alaskan project as a key strategic asset for U.S. mineral independence. Now, I've been to the Vizsla copper drilling site myself, the one in Canada. I've actually held the core samples with these hands. But what's happening right now in Alaska is bigger than most people realize. President Trump just unveiled Project Vault. It's a $12 billion strategic mineral reserve designed to stockpile essential resources and keep America strong, secure, and less dependent on hostile foreign powers. Vizsla Copper is positioned right in the middle of this urgent national push. Now pay attention, because the company trades in the United States under VCUFF and in Canada as VCU.V. It's right there on your screen. If you want the full story on why this matters now, check the exclusive briefing, but it's only for Next News viewers. Link below before the crowd catches on. Now back to the White House move that tells you exactly where this country is headed under President Trump, because the biggest part of the story is not nostalgia, it's the signal. Trump didn't just revive an old school program for a photo op, he tied it to a national identity shift. Then Pete Hegseth drove it home, saying competition is critical to who we are and to America being on top. That's the part the media don't want to touch. This is the Trump administration saying out loud that national decline starts when a country stops expecting excellence from its own people. RFK Jr. joking about his uncle, JFK administration, operating very differently from the current Trump administration, praising Trump for being the most transparent administration that we've ever seen.
My uncle came across correspondence between Teddy Roosevelt and the head of the commandant of his Marine Corps. And Teddy Roosevelt asked him, what are the metrics? What are the physical requirements for a Marine? And Roosevelt, or the commandant, wrote him back saying that a Marine had to walk 50 miles in a single day with a 30-pound pack. My uncle wrote a letter to his commandant and said, can today's Marines do the same thing? The following day, he had a cabinet meeting. It was on a Friday, and he had private cabinet meetings, unlike the ones that we have to go through here. My uncle was, I'll just say this, my uncle was proud. He was the first president that did televised press conferences. And he was very proud. He did more press conferences than any president in history. He did 64 in his 1,000 days in office. This president does that every 2 months. He does a press conference every day, cabinet meetings, for better or for worse, are also televised. But it's the most transparent administration that we've ever seen.
It's beautiful to hear those memories in the Oval Office right there. Makes the point that Trump puts it all out in public, doesn't hide from the cameras. Trump follows up with a laugh, joking about how much he works out himself.
And it is indeed a beautiful day to celebrate America's athletic traditions and champions in physical fitness and all of those things that I work so hard at on a personal basis. I work out so much, like about 1 minute a day max, if I'm lucky.
1 minute a day max. Trump's joke got the crowd going, but the policy move is dead serious. Pete Hegseth explains why bringing back presidential fitness matters for strong kids and a strong military.
We need young, strong, healthy Americans, whether you serve in the military or any other aspect of your life. And I think this presidential fitness test, Mr. President, is a perfect thing to restore. That sets those standards high for young people and something for them to achieve. The idea that competition is bad is the beginning of decline of a nation. Competition is critical to who we are and ensuring America stays on top.
So Hegseth says high standards in competition keep America on top. Now we'll see Trump make it official on the South Lawn. Check this out. This was the South Lawn. Pretty soon that South Lawn is going to see the UFC fight right there. More elite fitness on display this summer. That's the image the country hadn't seen in years. Trump restoring a classic American standard at the White House. And now he puts the blame where it belongs, calling out Obama for phasing the test out in the first place.
From the late 1950s until 2013, grade schoolers across the country competed against each other in the presidential fitness test, but others. And then we had the Obama administration. Wonderful, wonderful person, Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? We had the Obama administration, which phased out this wonderful tradition of physical fitness. Thank you, Barack, very much. Great job. And we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. My administration's working very hard to defend America's cherished athletic traditions and pass our values of excellence and competitiveness to the next generation. So important.
The next generation. President Trump is looking to the future of this country. See, then came the moment that pulled the whole picture together. Trump, perfect timing. He joked, I work out so much, about a minute a day max. Of course, classic Trump humor, confidence, and total command of the room, but surrounding that laugh line was a very serious message. This administration is putting strength back on the agenda, not weakness, not excuses, not the politics of lowered expectations. And here's the kicker. RFK Jr. openly praising President Trump as leading the most transparent administration we've ever seen, comparing Trump's constant public engagement favorably even to JFK's historic media presence. Think about that. A Kennedy is saying this White House is more open, more visible, and more direct with the American people. That's not small. That's the establishment losing control of the narrative in real time. So here's the bottom line. Presidential fitness test is back. Standards are rising again, and President Trump is proving once more that culture matters just as much as policy. Strong borders, strong military, strong supply chains, strong kids. This is what America First looks like when it's actually governing. The previous Democrat playbook was simple. Lower the bar, call it fairness, shame anyone who still believed in excellence, hand out participation trophies to everybody. President Trump just smashed that model right there on the South Lawn. If you believe schools should teach strength, discipline, and healthy competition again, share this report right now. And drop a comment. Answer yes or no. Should every public school in America fully restore the presidential fitness test? Subscribe if you're done waiting for the corporate media to tell you the truth. But most importantly, text those words, raw feed, to 844-840-4963. Hundreds and hundreds of patriots are already dialing that number on their phones. They're texting those words. They're beating the algorithm. They're getting the direct alerts right to their phone when YouTube fails them. I will not fail you. President Trump will not fail you. Make sure you check out the Next News merch shelf below this video. America is getting its backbone back, and we're just getting started.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now. You know out.